Brooke here. You guys, I am so excited for today's video because I am partnering up with Bethany Atazadeh again to do a tag video. I've come up with another tag on my channel and I'm so excited to do that. Bethany and I worked really well at getting this tag created, coming up with all of our creative questions and whatnot, so I am excited to present the story idea tag. Like I said, Bethany and I have come up with lots of writerly questions revolving around story ideas and how you're able to come up with them and kind of more different scenarios and situations that you do to go ahead and trigger your brain to be telling a story to everybody. So after you're done watching my video of this tag, be sure to go ahead and watch Bethany's version of the tag so that way you can see how she comes up with stories, because she is a lot more plotterly and I'm a lot more pantserly. Pantserly, that's weird, but okay. As always, I will be, wow, oh no, my thing, everything's moving. Let's not break everything. Oh, crap load. I will be reading off our questions from my computer I have right here. Anyway, let's go ahead and start the tag. Question number 1, current story. What is your current story idea that you're working on right now? I've talked about my work in progress quite a few times on my channel, but let's just go ahead and refresh y'all's memory. I am writing a new adult paranormal type book that is set in 1920s New Orleans, and it's gonna be just where lots of vampires are crawling about the French Quarter, and there's gonna be romance in the air, lots of supernatural mayhem, and all that good jazz. Speaking of jazz, that will be in the story too because it takes place in New Orleans and in the 20s, so literal jazz. And the book starts off to where there's murder. Right from the very first sentence, it's talking about murder. So there's just a whole lot going on that I'm excited to show you guys later on in the future whenever I actually have written the first draft of the book. Question number 2, spark of inspiration. Do your ideas begin with characters, plot, world building, or something else entirely? The story I was just telling you all about, that actually started with me pretty much just wanting to write about something that takes place in New Orleans. I love that city, even though I've never been there. I have just always loved the culture, the history, and just the overall look and appeal to the city itself. So I was just really wanting to be writing something that takes place in the Crescent City, and that's where it started from. I was just like, what all could be going on in this city? And at first I was gonna have it to where it was gonna be in the times of slavery, but as I started to write more of the story, the more I was like, you know what, 1920s has some good vibes to it that I'm really wanting to go ahead and kind of play with. So I will say that it's, for me on this story, it started with the place. Question number 3, brainstorm. How do you puzzle piece your story elements together? Do you start with the ending and make your way to the beginning, or vice versa? I usually always try to come up with a beginning and an ending to a book idea, but for this one it was a little different. I had come up with the original storyline from the very beginning of it all. I was like, this is how I want it to start, and I don't know how I want it to end. I still don't know how I want this book to end. I've had the beginning all along of what I wanted to do, and also the middle. I have also had the middle of this one big thing happening, and that's just been like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get to this scene. Those were gonna be big puzzle pieces into lining up the rest of the in-between parts of it all. But the ending, there are lots of things that I could do, but it's nothing set in stone. Question number 4, keep or toss. How do you know when you want to keep or dump a story idea? I've had lots of story ideas in the past where I was like, this is such good, genius works of art that I've had come up with in my head, and then as time goes on, I'm like, that's really bad, I'm throwing this out. I'm a cheesy person, but when it comes to like writing a book, if it's corny, I'm like, nah. So if it's a story idea that I had come up with long ago and I thought it was good at the time, and now that I'm older, I'll look back on those story ideas and I go, nope, that's gotta go. And the story ideas that I have in the back of my head that I most want to hold on to are the ones that just really nag at me, the ones that like are wanting to tear me away from my current work in progress I have right now. They're the ones where the characters are a whole lot more well thought out and they're more visible to me. If I have a story idea where the characters are not able to be seen, then I'm not so much into the story. But if I can envision the characters and what they look like and already envision what their type of personality is, then it just makes me so excited to go ahead and build upon them even more. Question number 5, original idea. How much of your original idea for your story is actually used once everything is finished? The first book I ever self-published, I did have pretty much like the beginning and the ending and the middle of what I knew was going to be written. There were lots of different directions I took in writing that story where they led me down a path I did not know I was going to take. Lots of things that proved to be the better choice in the end. So I don't know, I want to say probably more than half of the ideas that I have are actually used, but there are some fun surprises along the way that I didn't see coming. Question number 6, hide or share. Do you share your book ideas with friends or keep them a secret? I never share really any of my ideas, not so much because I'm scared to talk about my book, but more so like it's a personal thing. It's just like, this is mine, this is for me right now. That's another thing of why I don't really tell you all so much about my work in progress. I tell you just kind of the basics a little bit, but those story ideas for my WIP, they are for me until I am ready to share all of what I have going on in my book with everybody. Question number 7, dream. Have any of your book ideas originated with a dream/nightmare? There was one where I had a dream. I had a dream where Zac Efron, this was back around High School Musical times, y'all. Zac Efron had like been drowning in a pool, and I had to save him from the pool, and I rescued him from drowning, and then we fell in love. And then whenever I woke up, I was like, this would be a cool idea if I built upon this. And so I like started to build upon an idea that had that scene in the book. It was bad and stupid. I don't know if I'll ever use that story idea in the future. There were lots of corny things I had into play with that idea, but I just love how Zac Efron was my go-to choice of a love interest character, and I had saved him. And yes, I did give him CPR. My lips touched his, and it was wonderful. Question number 8, doppelganger. Have you ever had an idea for a story but then see a similar premise in a book, TV show, or movie? I thought I was so original with this one little thing that I had written into my first book I ever written. I thought it'd be so original to have my protagonist's birthday be my birthday. I thought that was so cool. I was like, no one has ever done this. I am the bee's knees. I am so cool. And then I later on find out that Harry Potter's birthday is J.K. Rowling's birthday. I thought I was the only cool person who thought that'd be a cool idea to do, but no, the most famous author ever has decided to have her protagonist's birthday be her birthday. It's not really a story idea that I had seen in a book or movie, but it was kind of like a little detail that I was like, well, that's not really cool anymore, I guess. Wah. Question number 9, big screen inspiration. Have any of your favorite movies/TV shows sparked ideas for scenes in your book? Oh, for sure. Especially Vampire Diaries going on right now with the book I'm writing, which has vampires in it. Also the originals, because the originals takes place in New Orleans. But not just the vampire aspects inspired me with Vampire Diaries. Whenever I was writing my first book ever, I was writing it whenever Vampire Diaries was first getting going, and they had lots of flashback scenes revolving around the Civil War, and my book I was writing was around the Civil War time, and it was in Georgia of where it took place at. Even though Vampire Diaries takes place in Virginia, still, it's in the South. Same type of stuff. It was lots of stuff going on that was very similar, and so I took great inspiration from lots of their flashback scenes that they had. Gone with the Wind is another one, guys, because like I said, I was writing a book about the Civil War. Oh my gosh, that movie. Ugh, that movie. And question number 10, nostalgia. What's the oldest/first story idea you remember coming up with or writing down? I think I've said this on another video before where I was like super young, probably like first grade, and I remember I wrote a book about a cloud. It was called The Little Cloud, and it was just kind of like, you know, a typical kiddie type thing. It wasn't anything special, except to my mom. It was probably really special to her. But to me, it was just like, it's a cloud. I wrote stories about pirates when I was growing up. I wrote stories about mermaids. I wrote stories about, just a whole lot of stuff. I had a whole lot of things going on in my head. But yeah, definitely the little cloud would be the first one I really remember writing. Alright, so that was the story idea tag that I had come up with Bethany Atazadeh. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun to do. Bethany and I have been plotting this tag idea for such a long time, and so I was so happy to go ahead and finally shoot it now today. So thank you so much, Bethany, for doing this with me. This has been so much fun, and I hope you guys go ahead and do this tag. All of y'all are tagged, but especially these people that I am going to be sharing the names of now. The names I just had shown right here are the lucky people I choose to tag, but like I said, anyone who saw this and is thinking that they want to do this themselves, you're tagged too. And if you guys liked this video, feel free to give me a big thumbs up down below, and also feel free to subscribe if you like these writerly videos that I post every Tuesday and Thursday, because I have a good time posting them, and I really have a good time talking about writing with you guys. So yeah, feel free to subscribe if you like. And y'all should totally follow me on social media. I am on Twitter and Instagram, and those are the main ones I'm at. So go ahead and follow me on that and talk to me on that. I love talking with y'all. And thank you all so much for stopping by today, and I will see you next time. Bye!